Las Vegas Raiders are on the road at the Indianapolis Colts. 6.5, 7 right now in favor of the Colts at home. 47.5 to 48 is our total. This is a pretty big injury report game for the Las Vegas Raiders. Yesterday came out Brock Bowers DNP on Thursday. Now, again, Friday's injury report that really matters, and he could just have been taking the day off because his knee felt a little bit sore. But this is something you and I have mentioned here on the show for the last couple of weeks, and I think now that he, on a Thursday, DNPs because of that knee, Brock Bowers is an absolute baller, and he has not been so far this year, and he has not gotten the same separation that he got last year. He was a matchup nightmare every single week. Teams tried all kinds of different shit against him. Their best linebacker in coverage, a slot corner. They were putting regular corners on it. It didn't matter because he had an advantage over every single one of those guys. And Noops, we hadn't seen that so far this year. And, you know, we were kind of pointing to the fact he's wearing this knee brace and all of what's going on with all that. And like now the DNP on Thursday because of the knee kind of lets us know that we're validated here in a little bit, thinking that he is not healthy. Colts team just kind of keeps on keeping on here, at least on the offensive side of the ball. Been able to move it pretty handily. And you could argue, I guess, that it was an unfortunate loss for them last week.
Yeah, it was. I mean, this Colts team has absolutely been the surprise of the NFL this season. Coming in, we thought that they would compete with the Jaguars, maybe for second place, you know, behind the Houston Texans in that division, but they look like the best team of that group. Now, that's not necessarily saying very much, but they've been very solid. The offense has been incredibly efficient. Daniel Jones hasn't made really any mistakes yet through the first 4 weeks here. So I like the Colts to win this game. They're my favorite selection for Survivor this week. I think this is absolutely the best spot to use them, looking at the rest of the schedule. And looking at this week, there's a lot of other question marks about some of these big favorites, whether it be playing a division opponent, being on the road, you know, having a look-ahead spot. The Colts at home here should be able to handle this game. I was going to bet the Raiders, but like you said, you start to look at this injury report. Brock Bowers has just been a shell of himself. The explosiveness that we saw last year, it's just not there. And honestly, they probably need to sit him for a couple weeks just to get that knee right if they're going to get him back to even close to where he was last year. But it's also a bit of a cluster injury. Brock Bowers didn't practice. Michael Mayer, dealing with a concussion. Now, he was a limited participant on Thursday, but it might be tough for him to clear concussion protocol in time to play this game. That leaves them missing two really important players on their offense, and they're going to be asking a lot of Ian Thomas and whoever a guy by the name of Carter Runyon is. That is the fourth string tight end for the Raiders. Not great if we're going to have to see those guys be big parts of this. So coming in, I was expecting to see maybe I'll look at a Raiders team total over. You know, as good as the Colts have been, their pass defense isn't great. Maybe this is a spot where in a dome, on turf, as underdogs, having to push the ball. Maybe we finally see Geno Smith and this Raiders offense open up, but without Brock Bowers, without Mayer, it's going to be tough. So I do still lean towards the Raiders. I think 6.5 is probably at least half a point too much, but I just can't get there with the injury report.
Yeah, their left tackle going to be out for this game as well. And Lord knows Geno doesn't need anything worse happening for him. Geno Smith leading the NFL in interceptions thrown so far. And something, I don't know what it is, man. Like it's like he's just a fraction late on everything. Just like something about Geno's not firing right now. I don't know if the chemistry stuff with some of these dudes isn't there like he's had the last couple of years. But I look at this and I'm with you. So of the teams that are widely available, I think the Colts are towards the top. Now, if you have Arizona, we'll talk about them a little bit later. I mean, I know Arizona's been a popular team to get you to this point, so I'm sure there's less than 50% of you out there that still have Arizona available.
Yeah.
I think that's the slam dunk play this week over in Survivor if you have them. But again, they're not super widely available out there. So of the widely available teams, I do definitely like the Colts this week. This is a great teaser leg too. I said there were going to be bad teaser legs. This is a great teaser leg. This one is very good.
Put the Colts in all your teasers.
Yeah, like this one is good. So there are bad ones. This one's good.